Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Calvin Tobin Show. I am your host, Calvin Tobin. Today we have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. All right, the Los Angeles Angels are in a bit of a predicament right now because they lost one of the best guys to watch in baseball right now, and that is Mike Trout, as he has been diagnosed with a rare back condition. And this all started back on July 12th when that was the last game that he played. It first started off with him having back spasms, which eventually led to him having rib inflammation and now this rare back condition. And with the help that he has got, he has been analyzed by one of the most well-known spine surgeons in the country, Dr. Robert Watkins, and he says that with what happened to Mike Trout, this is something that he rarely sees himself. And for it to happen to a baseball player like Mike Trout and what he does, he really has to take into consideration of what he does. From jumping into walls, making high-end catches, from diving for baseballs, along with involving hitting and swinging into the mix of it all. And unfortunately for the Angels, there is absolutely no telling when Mike Trout is going to return, because even before they even get the idea of wanting Mike Trout to return, they want Trout to rest as much as he can and make sure he is benefiting from the rest time as much as possible. And when there is any say of even closeness that he can return, they want to make sure that his body is completely beneficial from the situation, from resting, and from the cortisone shot that he took and received. Mike has said that he plans to play again this season and that his career is not in jeopardy. And for as long as he has been playing for the Angels, doing everything that he can for LA for the past 11 years, sometimes things just pop up, and he's got the help that he's needed, and he's in a good situation right now, and he is heading in the right direction. Now, who's heading in the right direction? The New Orleans Saints are, because their superstar wide receiver, Michael Thomas, has finally returned to the lineup, and it's just in time, as training camp has only been flourishing for about a week and a half. The rookies had to report right away, and then the veterans didn't have to come in till the 26th. And as of yesterday, that is when Michael Thomas returned. Now, here's a big question for the New Orleans Saints themselves. With the return of Michael Thomas, how well are they going to do this season, even with his return? Can they win, and can they do it consistently, especially under their new coach, Dennis Allen? Because right now, Sean Payton is out of the picture. And with the flow of this new team, we're going to see how it is going to play out during the season, because Dennis Allen has been with the Saints for a while, and he's been with the Saints for a total of 12 seasons over 2 separate occasions and stints. But Dennis Allen has been with Sean Payton before he retired for the last 7 seasons. Is Dennis Allen going to be able to take after Sean Payton and duplicate what he has done, what Sean Payton has done for the Saints? But that is going to be really hard, because Sean Payton and Drew Brees are both out of the picture. With Drew Brees retiring and Sean Payton potentially, he said he was going to potentially return in 2023, and who knows if he's going to return to the Saints if he wants to, but he might, because that has been his team for a very long time. But with Dennis Allen, the big question is for him, how is he going to utilize his stars on offense when Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas, and Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara? What is going to happen with those guys? And how is he going to utilize his defensive stars like Cameron Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu, and Marshawn Lattimore? How is that going to all be in good flow and motion? Because the entire team has to learn an entire new playbook, and it's going to be hard it's going to be hard, and it's going to take a while for them to get used to it and be in the flow of that new playbook. But what I think is going to happen for the Saints going into the 2022-2023 season is I think that they are going to, at best, get 6 or 7 wins, because their entire schedule is ridiculously hard. They have the 7th toughest schedule going into the 2022 season. Their average opponent win percentage based on last year was .528, and the opponents that they have is either their opponents had a winning record or their opponents were in the playoffs last year. And yet the Saints are a very good team, and they went 9-8 last year, and that's a pretty solid record, and they have a great team. But even if you have a great team, it can never be good unless it's under a good coach, because we have seen many teams over the years be very talented with the wrong coach, and it's surprising that they don't get there. But it's all in what Dennis Allen how he can guide this team. But who knows? Maybe the Saints can get an extra win or two, because even though for how dominant their division rival, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are in the regular season, for the past few years, the Saints have had the Bucs number because they have beaten them 7 straight times. And the Saints, that could be their benefit in getting an extra couple of wins. But I don't know about this year. I think the Bucs are going to end that streak, because they got a new dominant wide receiver in Julio Jones. And now practically with that Bucs offense, it's like nobody can stop them. But how is the New Orleans Saints going to play this year, and how is it going to go? Can they keep the win streak going against the Buccaneers? We'll find out as the season progresses. And in the 2023-2024 season, Adidas is not going to continue their contract with the NHL to continue design and make the NHL jerseys and uniforms. Now, the Adidas has done a great job since 2017-2018, and the contract was made to go 7 years, and that ends in the 2023-2024 season. And it's going to be very, very hard for any new clothing company or designing company to keep up with what Adidas did, because Adidas, they went all out on their jerseys, especially the Stadium Series jerseys. They didn't miss a beat, especially over the last few years. They're just getting better and better and better. Especially with those Stadium Series jerseys. Because my personal favorite, and I got a few of them, the first one is the Toronto Maple Leafs 2018 Stadium Series jerseys, where it was all white with blue stripes in the middle of the jersey. That was sweet. And then the next one was the following year, where it was the 2019 Penguins, where it was in all black and yellow, no hint of white at all. And it was just absolutely marvelous to look at. And my all-time favorite from what Adidas created was the 2020 Colorado Avalanche Stadium Series jersey, where it was half blue, half maroon. Blue on top, maroon on the bottom. and they got a mountain going in the middle of it, a white mountain, and that to me was by far the coolest one. And the last one was last year's Tampa Bay Lightning's Stadium Series jersey, where it was their Bolts jersey, where they had bolts going diagonal across the jersey, and they had a blue lightning across the bottom of the jersey. Those were very cool, and fans are going to remember these jerseys for a long time, and it's going to be, like I said, very, very hard to top these of what Adidas has done so far. Nike to Under Armour to Puma, whatever or whoever signs with the NHL next, they have got a reputation to live up to. Now let's see who's going to be next. But we do have 2 more seasons of what Adidas can show us. And besides, new designs are always a blessing to the eye because you never know what you're gonna get. And what the Atlanta Braves fans got and what all of Atlanta got in the baseball world was their answers prayers, because Brian Snitker has been the answer to all of the Braves baseball problems, because he has been absolutely dominant ever since he was hired as the Braves manager in 2016, 40 games into the season, where he had a 59-65 record in that season. And he's been the Braves manager over the past 7 years, and he's done a very good job for Atlanta Braves standards, because on average per season, he has won 71 games per season, excluding 2020, because that year we only had 60 games that we could watch. But if it was a full season, and let's just say the Braves won 71 games that year, Brian Snitker's average wins with the Braves would be 76. He's been absolutely dominant and has made the Braves a complete dominant team. He's gotten to the playoffs with the Braves every year since 2018, and is definitely and is looking like a strong case for the playoffs again this year. And what the Atlanta Braves' best years so far under Brian Snitker is back in 2018. They got 90 wins, and in 2019, they got 97 wins. And right now, they're about to be the 5th team in the MLB to get 60 wins. And right now, they are 59-41. And they're in second place in their division, being only 3 games behind the New York Mets, as they are 61-37. Like, who is going to win that division? Because it is a very close race in that division. And Brian Snitker, he's just making the Braves look dominant year in and year out. And he's also gotten the Braves a World Series championship from last year. And the Braves totally shocked us when that happened. And can they do it again this year? Because they did surprise us last year and got Freddie Freeman his long-deserved World Series dub. Can they do it again? Because in October of baseball, in postseason baseball, that's where all the magic happens. Now the favorites right now are the Yankees, because they have the most wins right now, and they're just dominating game in and game out. Now, tomorrow the the Atlanta Braves will get their 60th win, because they are playing the Arizona Diamondbacks, and their best pitcher is going to pitch in Kyle Wright, as he has a 12-4 record, and that will be the 5th team of the entire MLB that is going to get their 60th win. Now, let's see if Brian Snitker can continue his domination, and possibly, because he's on good pace right now, to see if he can get another 90-win season. All right, that's the end of the Calvin Tobin Show. Please subscribe to my channel at Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports media whatsoever. And please follow me on Instagram at Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports news whatsoever. And I'm out.